Just so you know, while I am recording this and, well, rendering and posting and what have you, by the time you see this video, I will be on Twitch streaming right now. So after this video, go find me on Twitch. I will be streaming The Division 2 right now. All right? Now let's enjoy the video. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now, today is July the 9th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. But we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Hello, Agent.
And starting with the Mechanical Animal. This is the named AR with Future Perfection. And this week it comes with magazine size. Following that, we have an AUG with Rate of Fire and Ignited. A Police M4 with magazine size and fast hands. And finally, a First Wave PF45 with health damage and perpetuation. Looking at the gear items, we have a Overlord backpack with armor regen, repair skills, and leadership. And finally, a Fenris chest piece with headshot, hazard, and mad bomber. Looking at the mods, we have headshot 7.3, drone plus 2 extra bombs, turret duration 5.9, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.8. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor. Not really. Not really. I'm not going to recommend any of those. They're all badly rolled, and it's just not worth it. All right, let's jump over to the Countdown vendor. And remember, the Countdown and Clan vendors are in both DC and New York, and I'm just going to show you them while I am here in DC. Now, at the Base of Ops Countdown vendor, we have the Baker's Dozen, the Setup, and the Swap Chain. Yo, that's a double crit setup. Yo, stop it. That's a must-buy. That is a must-buy. Put that on a shotgun build with the, with the Lefty. Perfect Sledge. And also the Scorpio. This is perfect for legendary content. This is perfect for the raids. This is perfect for the incursions. This is a perfect backpack. Just recalibrate that attribute, the top core attribute, to either max armor, or you could go, you could go skill tier, you could go weapon handling. There are so many different ways. You could use this for a healer, you could use this for a support, you could use this for a damage build. There are multiple ways to use this one. Very, very good. Highly recommend the setup at the Countdown vendor. Pick it up right meow. Also, we have the Baker's Dozen. This is a great rifle. This is the named Classic M1A with Perfect Lucky Shot. Now, all I would recommend doing is recalibrating that crit chance off for, say, crit hit damage. Roll it off for, say, damage targets at a cover or damage to armor to match with that crit hit damage, and then you'll be good to go. And then finally, we have the Swap Chain. I am not a big fan of the MP7 in the Division 2, and I am really not a fan of the named MP7. I think that the MP7 should have a magazine to add to it, and the low magazine size with the crazy rate of fire is just not worth it. Even with Perfect Unwavering, it's not worth it. All right, so pick up that setup and then maybe the Baker's Dozen, but remember to put damage to targets at a cover on that Baker's Dozen. All right, and that leaves us to the Clan vendor. So shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. If you are interested in joining or being on the list to join, just jump over to my Discord and you will see the tabs to put your name on the list. But all right, here we go. Clan vendor. Starting with the Hermano. This is the named Brazos backpack with perfect overclock. And this one with health and headshot damage. Looking at the gear set items, we have hot shot gloves with status effects, but that weapon damage is high enough to where you could roll whatever you want as that bottom attribute. I would highly recommend, say, crit chance or headshot. Following that, Future Initiative gloves with skill haste Easily just recalibrate and put repair skills. You're good to go. And then finally, for the gear set items, we have a Future Initiative chess piece with status effects. Again, just recalibrate the status effects off for, say, repair skills, and you'll be good to go. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Hunting M44 with reload speed and ignited, a Police MK17 with max crit chance and sadist, Grupo holster. This is a good one. Pick this one up right now. Grupo Sombra holster, right? Crit chance headshot and very high weapon damage. What I would do is just recalibrate the headshot for crit hit damage, and then you're good to go. Or you could keep the crit chance and headshot and then just roll the weapon damage to armor, and then you're good to go that way. Following that, we have a 511 pair of knee pads with health and crit chance, a 612 with accuracy and spike, Alp Summit holster with status and explosive resistance, and then finally the Zoo holster with repair skills and hazard. Looking at the mods, we have shock resistance 8.9, shield active region 4.4, chem launcher radius 6.3, and firefly damage of 6.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Grupo holster, you could either keep the crit chance and headshot and go armor, or keep the weapon damage and go double crit. But either way, that's a good holster. And that's really about it for the clan vendor. I mean, I don't know. All right, so that's it for the base of ops. Let's jump over to the campus. We'll make our way west, and then we will double back east. And again, our first stop outside of the base of ops is the campus settlement. Here we go. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. We are making our way to 102,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the ongoing support. And here we are at the campus. Starting with the Night Watcher, this is the named Heligard mask with that scanner Pulse Haste. And then this one comes with status effects. For the weapons, we have a G28 with swap speed and spike, and a military MK46 with magazine size and perpetuation. Looking at the gear items, we have a Murakami mask with skill damage and crit chance, and a Badger Tough holster with health and skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 9.9, Chem Launcher Burn Strength 6.2, Hive +4 stem charges, Pulse Effect Duration 8.9, and Trap Duration of 4.3. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the campus settlement. I mean, to be honest, nothing from the campus. All right. That was yet another, I don't know, another bust? Question mark? I don't know. Let's check out the Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West! And, well, before we get to the Dark Zone vendors, you need to check your DZ resources. So to do so, just jump over to your inventory, toggle over to your resources tab, and then you can toggle down to where you see the keys. And just above the keys, you will see Dark Zone resources. So for example, you can see I'm at 167 out of 999. And that means if I run out of DZ resources or I need more to buy something from one of these DZ vendors, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either pick up one of those little blue boxes that are spread out amongst the Dark Zone, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into DZ resources, and then you extract it. But either way, get your DZ resources up, and here we are at the DZ West vendor. And the DZ West vendor has two named items. The first one is the Harmony. This is the named rifle with perfectly in sync, and this week it comes with damage to targets at a cover. This is really good, very strong rifle, especially for those skill builds. You could easily just pick this one up and, well, I guess just max out the damage to targets at a cover and then optimize the rifle and crit hit damage, and you'll be good to go. Moving on, we have a Like Glue. This is the new named shotgun with perfect brazen. And this one with damage to targets at a cover also. Very good, very strong. What I would do with this one also is just max out the damage to targets at a cover and then optimize the shotgun and armor damage. And then finally for the weapons, we have a lightweight M4. with stability and vindictive. Looking at the gear items, aces and eights gloves with weapon handling, hot shot knee pads with weapon handling, Araldi Holdings gloves with health and crit hit damage, and then finally Cheska knee pads with crit chance and armor regen. Not bad. You could easily make a crit regen build with this and then just recalibrate the weapon damage to an armor core, and you'd be good to go there. Not bad. For the mods, we have Ensnare Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.9, Shield Holstered Regeneration 4.2, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy Duration of 5.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ West. The Harmony, the Like Glue, both of those very strong. And, well, the Araldi gloves, you could go double crit. All you would have to do is recalibrate that health for crit hit damage or headshot if you're nasty. But the weapon damage is too low. So I would probably back off of that and then just focus on the Cheska knee pads, where you could also go double crit, or you could stick with the crit regen and then just switch the weapon damage to an armor core. But all right, that is it for DZ West. Let's take our talents down south to the deep south. Dark Zone South. Here we go. Ooh, boy. We're going down south. But all right. So DZ South, big money, big money. Come on, give me something good to eat. Come on. We hungry. All right, DZ South.
Nice to see you.
2 named items again. I'm liking this trend. Starting with the Devil's Due. This is the named Cheska backpack with perfect clutch. And this one with hazard and status effects. Well, you do get hazard from the 2-piece Cheska bonus. You could easily just recalibrate that status effects off for crit chance. And then you could go crit chance hazard pretty deep with perfect clutch. I mean, that's not too shabby. Following that, we have a Cabaret. This is the named SMG with perfect Thunderstrike. Thunderstruck. Sorry, little ACDC. I mean, it's not really, it's Thunderstruck, but every time I see Thunderstrike, I have to do a little ACDC. Anyways, this one, reload speed, no thank you. Moving on, Honey Badger, swap speed, and spike, again, gross. And a custom PF45 with damage targets at a cover and salvage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Rigger backpack with skill damage, hardwired chest piece with health, Palisade Steelworks backpack with repair skills and skill haste. Not bad. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I see a few different combinations, but I'm not feeling the Palisade brand set at all. Armor on kill, health, and skill tier? Nah. All right, moving on. Lingmo, chest piece, armor regions, crit chance, and tag team. But again, the Lingmo brand set bonuses are trash as well. Looking at the mods, we have headshot damage 7.4, drone deflect duration 6.3, turret skill haste 5.7, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.7. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South. I sadly really I wouldn't recommend any of these really. I mean, maybe the perfect clutch if you want to try that out, but I'm not going to. I don't know.
I appreciate that.
All right. To me, that was another bust. Before we go to DZ East, I always forget. Go to the castle settlement. Make sure you fast travel to the descent entrance. That way it's easier to run to the vendor. And you can also pet the new doggy, Ransom, over here if you want. All right, here's the doggy. Hello. Oh, you just stretched and then walked away. All right, peace out. And here we go, castle settlement. Big money, no whammies. Starting with the Scalpel. This is the named marksman rifle with future perfection, and it comes with optimal range. Following that, we have a classic M44 with armor damage and determined. Oof. Dang. Yeah, you could use that. If you're a sniper, if you like using snipers, determined and damage to armor on an M44 carbine, you could even mess around and change that to damage to targets out of cover. It really doesn't matter because your other attributes are fairly high to where you could stick with that. I mean, that's not bad. Moving on, we have a MG5 with crit hit damage and killer, Overlord Mask with weapon handling and armor regen, and Douglas and Harding Holster with skill damage and status effects. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.6, chem launcher heals 6.1, hive damage 4.2, pulse cone size 6.5, and trap duration of 4.3. Now, must buys, things to look for from the castle. Really nothing. I mean, the sniper with determined and damaged armor, it's nice. That way you could just one-shot everything at all times. Remember, determined stays active, so if you're good with those headshots, now's the time to do it. All right, that's it for the castle. Now let's go to the last remaining Dark Zone, being Dark Zone East. Now remember, go to the Alpha checkpoint. Don't go to the main entrance for DZ East. And the reason being is you want to go to the checkpoint and not the main entrance because you don't want to run through the entire courtyard. At the checkpoint, you can just exit the checkpoint and you're good to go. What's going on with this loading time? That was taking forever.
Detected.
What was that?
Guarded by hostiles.
But anyways, so you leave the checkpoint and boom, you're right here at the vendor. Super easy. But if you go to the main entrance, you start way out there and then you have to run all the way through and it's just a little slow, even though my loading time right there was atrocious. Anyways, moving on, here is DZ East, starting with the Carnage. This is the named Negev with Perfect Sadist. And this one with damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover. This is really good. If you like this weapon, definitely pick this one up. And you could easily just max out the damage to targets out of cover and then optimize the armor damage. Moving on, we have a surplus SVD with armor damage and sledgehammer. And then finally, a military MK46 with perpetuation and accuracy. Looking at the gear items, we have Hunter's Fury Mask with health, Future Initiative Holster with skill haste, Sokolov Concern Mask with skill damage and armor regen, and finally a Cheska Holster with armor regen and crit hit damage. Nice. Not bad on that one. Not bad. Because you could easily just make that weapon damage an armor core and then go crit armor regen. Not bad at all. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.2, chem launcher burn strength 6.2, hive damage 4.2, pulse radius 8.5, and trap shock radius of 5.9. All right. DZ East, pick up the Carnage and the Cheska holster if you want. All right.
Hostiles guarding location
That
nearby.
leaves us with our last stop before New York City, and that is the theater. The theater. The theater. We're going to the theater. And here we go. Hopefully we get something good, man. He usually hooks us up, but let's see. What up, dude? Come on, man. Big money, no whammies.
Good to see you, Agent.
The mop? Ah, come on. All right, so starting with the mop. This is the named 612 shotgun with armor on kill as an attribute. And it comes with spike. What I would recommend is, I would highly recommend, if you were to pick up this weapon, just please, please, please recalibrate that talent and put preservation on there. If you're going to have armor on kill on a shotgun, you might as well have preservation on there and get more armor on kill. So please, if you're going to use the mop, put it with preservation and thank me later. Moving on, we have a Marine Super 90 with health damage and pumped up. And then finally a M1A CQB. Yo, with flatline. Yo, I just did a build video with this, a week ago? Pick this one up. All you have to do is change that accuracy to damage to targets out of cover, and you're good to go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just remember, with flatline, your best bet is to use the technician specialization and equip the linked laser pointer, and you'll be good to go. Moving on, Palisade Steelworks gloves with headshot and skill damage. And then finally, Overlord knee pads with health and weapon handling. Looking at the mods, we have Burn Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.9, Shield Active Regeneration 4.1, Firefly damage 5.8, and decoy health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The mop, for sure. That's a good one. The M1A CQB just changed accuracy to damage targets out of cover. That's good. And that's it. All right. Moving on to New York City. Good old New York, New York. Oh, man. Frank Sinatra. That is a good song, New York, New York. Not going to lie. The good old Big Apple. All right, let's see what's popping over here. We have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez just outside. Here we go. All right, what up, Marco? Marco! And starting with the AKM. This one, crit chance and close and personal. Interesting choice there. I mean, you could easily just put the AKM close and personal. I mean, put it on like a tank build and then change the crit chance to damage targets at a cover. I mean, close and personal on an AKM would be dirty, dude. But then again, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a big AKM fan, and I think you'd get more out of something like Strained from an AKM. That way you could utilize the low RPMs and get more crit hit damage that way. Anyways, moving on. GR9, armor damage, and breadbasket. Armor damage is what you want on this weapon. All you would have to do... I mean, I don't like breadbasket on there. Maybe Optimist. Maybe, I don't know, something else. I'm not a big GR9 fan either, so it is what it is. Moving on to the KSG shotgun with crit chance and Optimist. Not a bad combination. I would just change the crit chance to damage targets at a cover, and you're good to go. And then finally for the weapons, we have a Officer's M9A1 with magazine size and in sync. Looking at the gear items, we have Overlord chest piece with headshot, repair skills, and entrench. Wyvern knee pads with repair skills and explosive resistance. And Zoo holster with status effects and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.1, skill duration 8.4, shield damage bonus 4%, Firefly speed 8.1, and trap shock radius of 5.8. Must buys, things to look for from Marco. Not really, man. None of those are like, yo, you have to buy this right now. It's just not working. All right, and that leaves us with our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you pet the dog, man. Come on. Interact with the dog twice. The first one, you're just petting him. Everything's all copacetic, Kobe. But then that second one, well, the second interaction is random. He could roll over. He could try to shake your hand. He could, I don't know. Let's see. All right, what are you going to do this week? Oh, he rolled over. Oh, he rolled over. Let's go. All right, Roy Benitez, here we go.
How can I help you?
Starting with the PP19, this one with health, damage, and steady-handed. Following that, we have a M700 Tactical with health, damage, and in sync. A Police MK17 with stability and in sync. And then finally, a Police Magnum with magazine size and breadbasket. Looking at the gear items, Swerve. Right there. Get that right now. Double crit, Grupo mask. Change the weapon damage to an armor core right now. Pick this up. Grupo, double crit mask. Change the core attribute to an armor core. Yes! That's a good one. All right, starting with the Fenris backpack, we have headshot, health, and leadership. Bellstone Armory knee pads with crit chance and hazard. These are good knee pads. What you could do is you could either go crit armor regen and then change the hazard to regen, or you could change the crit chance to armor regen and then go armor regen and hazard protection. Either way, good pair of knee pads. And then that will leave us with the Grupo mask. And this one, double crit. Please pick this one up and put it in your stash or on whatever crit build that you're using. Moving on to the mods, we have skill duration 8.3, shock resistance 8.3, drone armor repair 6.4, chem launcher +1 ammo, and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. The Bellstone knee pads and the Grupo mask. Most
Glad we could
definitely.
help each other out.
All right. And that is it, everyone. That concludes your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, July the 9th. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's it. Take care. See you in the next one. Peace out.